Welcome to the Liverpudlian Triplets. Now our story doesn't start with our three stars, it starts a generation earlier with their father, Lee McNair. Now Lee was a die-hard Everton fan, like his father before him and his father before him, and luckily for Lee, at the age of 16, he was signed to the Everton youth team. But 2 years later, in the year 2000, aged 18 and without making a single appearance for the first team, Lee McNair was unfortunately released. Luckily for Lee, another local club, Tranmere Rovers, noticed he had something special and decided to sign him up for themselves, which was lucky for Lee because his young wife had just gave birth to triplets, 3 young boys, Barry, Harry and Larry McNair. 9 years passed and 9 good years for Lee. He gave everything he could to Tranmere Rovers, payback for saving his career, especially when he had 3 young mouths to feed. But unfortunately, at the age of 27, he had to retire early due to a serious knee injury. But Lee's story wasn't over at Tranmere Rovers. They decided to give him a coaching role with the under-18s. He then progressed on to become the under-18s manager. And after 9 years of hard graft, he finally got the top job at Tranmere and became then brand new manager, winning Sky Bet League 2 Manager of the Month in his first month in charge. Now it's been 18 years since he originally signed for Tranmere as a young lad, a young father, and in those 18 years his 3 boys had grown up and every single one of them had shown the exact same amount of talent that could become something special, and every single one of them had been brought up through the academy with the father. Now even though the 3 brothers shared the same DNA and shared the same potential and even played in the same position, that's exactly where the similarities ended. First up was Larry, who was a die-hard Everton fan like his dad and his granddad before him. Now he loved the club, he loved Tranmere and he loved everything his dad had done, but this lad had one ambition and one ambition alone, and that was to do what his father couldn't do. That was to sign for Everton Football Club, be a first team player and lead the Toffees to greatness. Born 2 minutes after Barry was Harry, and Harry had classic middle child syndrome. Now unlike his older brother, he definitely wasn't the apple of his father's eye. He'd grown up becoming a Liverpool fan. He wanted to rebel against his father. He hated everything about Everton. He hated his dad, he hated his family history. He wanted to get away, as far away as possible. Now even though he was a Liverpool fan, he had no dreams of playing for Liverpool. He had no dreams about playing in the Premier League. This lad had big ambitions, and those ambitions were to play in La Liga. He wanted to be the best player the world has ever seen. Last but not least was the baby of the family, Little Larry, everyone called him. Just as good a player as his brothers, but you could say he was a bit of a mummy's boy. He liked to stay at home with his mum and dad. He basically spent all his time with his mum and dad. Even though they were only 18, he was the only one that was still at home. The other 2 had left. He was still in his bedroom with posters on the wall playing Xbox games, and that's what he wanted to do. He just wanted to stay at home. He wanted to be with his dad. He wanted to stay at Tranmere Rovers. He has zero ambitions to play anywhere else but Tranmere. If anything, he wanted to carry this club on his back to the Premier League. So what would happen for the 3 brothers? All of them had potential to be the world's best, but it was only potential. That potential could crumble. That potential could never be reached. Every single one of them could fail. Every single one of them could succeed. But would each of them fulfill their goals? Would they get to play where they wanted to play, for the clubs they want to play for? Would they ever play for England? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. This is the story of the Liverpudlian Triplets, the McNair boys. Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to the channel and welcome to the Liverpudlian Triplets. If you're brand new to my channel, thanks for joining me. Hopefully by the end of the video you'll be a subscriber. If you're already a subscriber, as always, thanks for watching another one of my videos. While you're all here together, why not support the episode and the channel? Smash the like button. Thank you very much. Right, you've watched a little story, put a bit of a story behind this, a bit of depth to it. Had a bit of fun with the old Photoshop. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. Now, there's lots of these kind of videos out. You usually see twins videos. I've got a good friend in the community, great YouTuber. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. It's called Billsy. He's got a great series, twins series. But I've been wanting to do something like this for ages, but I want to put my own spin on it. And I know a lot of people, when they do this, they say, oh, twin Wonderkids, and they'll give them maximum potential, so they're guaranteed to become world stars. What we're going to do with the 3 McNair boys is I've given them a -10 potential, which means they could become Cristiano Ronaldo, or they could not do a thing. It all depends on injuries, where the career takes them. So this story could go anywhere. I just want to follow the story of 3 lads who are going to start off exactly the same. They're all central midfielders. They've all got exactly the same skills. They've just got different outlooks on life. You know what I mean? They support different teams. They want to play in different places. Will their dreams come true? What will happen? What will the dad do as well? We'll have a look what Lee McNair, the old Tranmere manager, gets up to. It'll just be cool. Can they win the World Cup or anything like that? I don't know. We're going to find out. We'll find out. Hopefully you're going to enjoy it. And thank you for taking time out of your busy day to watch it. So let's get started. And we're going to start here with Lee McNair. He's the manager. He's 36 years old. He's just been appointed at the start of this season manager at Tranmere. He was the under-18s manager for 5 years, I think. And before that, he was an under-18s coach. So, you know, he's been at the club a long time. He played for him for 8 or 9 years before his injury. And he was about 27, cut his career short. And in all that time, he's been bringing up 3 triplet lads. Harry, Barry and Larry McNair. And they've been coming up through the academy, but they're on that brink now. They're being noticed. They're in the first team. And big teams are going to start sniffing about him. But yeah, we'll have a look at the dad. We're going to follow the dad's career as well, see how well he does. Because he's a good manager. I made him decent. So he's got potential to be great. And basically as well, what I did with him, because he loves Everton. And he got released by Everton. So we've given him the dream that one day he can hopefully become Everton manager. So will he? Will he become England manager? That'd be pretty cool. Quick look at his history and you'll see, look, he played for Tranmere for years. Everton, he only played in the youth league. Played quite a lot for the youth team. He's never got in the first team. But when he played for Tranmere, he was a centre half. So he popped up with the odd goal. Brilliant thing you can do in the pre-game editors. You can give people, like, you can make them fathers, sons, brothers, friends, all that good stuff. So you see here, this is Lee's information. He has a preference to manage Everton, but also manage Tranmere because he does love it. I'll give him a lot of tendencies that hopefully can make him a good manager. But you'll see here, his favourite personnel is Barry, his son, Harry, his son, Larry, his son, and Michael Jackson. Not the freak Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's the assistant manager at Tranmere. Honest. Alright, I lied. It's Michael Jackson, the king of pop. No, it's not. It's not. I lied. That's a bit of trickery. It is actual Michael Jackson, assistant manager of Tranmere. So we'll start with Barry McNair. He's the oldest of the 3 boys. Born 2 minutes before the second one. Honest. Now I've made them all central midfielders because if you watch my other content at the minute, I've got a tactic out there called the VOLCANO, which I've got off someone else and changed the name of. I love it. The best part about it is the 2 volantes in the middle. I just fell in love with that position. And I wanted them to be like that. You know, defensive central midfielders who can charge forward, maybe still score the odd goal. So they're all exactly the same. But that can change. One of them might get an injury and the other might surpass them. One might go to a better club than the other with better training, better coaches and go get better, higher value. And that's what we're going to find out. And honestly, I'm quite excited to find out. I've always wanted to do something like this. So we're doing it. But this is Barry McNair. And Barry, he likes Tranmere. He loves his dad. He's got a great relationship with his dad. Goes to Everton games with his dad. And that's where he wants to be. His dream is to get to Everton Football Club. Here's Harry, born second, 2 minutes after his brother. And he's like the black sheep of the family. He's grown up in his brother's shadow. Who's apple of his dad's eye. Dad thinks the sun shines out of his big brother's ass. So he's always been a bit of a rebel. So decided to support Liverpool growing up. Just to get on his dad and his brother's nerves. And there you go. And I mean, he likes Liverpool, but I've not made him want to play for Liverpool. He wants to get out there. He wants to get far, far away from the McNair name and the clan and be his own man. But he wants to be huge. He wants to be a superstar. And he wants to play in La Liga mainly. And then we have Larry. And like the intro at the beginning said, he's a mummy's boy. He likes to be home with his mum and dad. He don't want to do anything different. Don't want to do anything extra special. He'd happily stay at Tranmere for his whole career with his dad and do the best he can for Tranmere. He's got no big ambition. But will that stop it? If the big teams come calling and Tranmere are going to say no if they get offered a lot of money? Probably not. So his career is going to be interesting to see where it goes. Now, if you've got an eagle eye and you really study their attributes, you might notice the odd one's different. Well, that's just how the game works sometimes. I mean, you create a character in the editor and you can duplicate it. So just duplicate it 3 times and change its name. But for some reason, it'll tweak the odd thing. here and there. So again, that might make a difference to how their careers pan out. But we're starting here at the beginning of the game. This is the most up-to-date database, apart from the only differences is we've got all the McNarrys at Tranmere. So we've got Lee McNair in charge. Barry McNair apparently is their key player. So Barry is the Everton fan, the firstborn. He's a key player because his dad loves him the most. I don't know. Hot prospect is Harry, and Harry's the Liverpool fan. Little Larry, who actually loves Tranmere, is like the forgotten boy, innit? We're going to jump back when the boys are 21. They're all close to becoming 22. It's the year 2023. Unfortunately, their father is no longer Tranmere manager. It looked like he was Tranmere manager for about 3 years. 2 years maybe? 2 seasons. Good. He was actually in charge for a little over 3 years. He never did anything. I'm hoping he didn't get him relegated or anything like that. He just probably never took him as far as they wanted to go. But this episode's all about the next generation. It's all about his 3 special boys. And are they special? Have they become special? What's happened to them? Well, we're going to start with Barry. Did he get his dream move to Everton? Well, not yet, no. This is Barry McNair. He's now 21, nearly 22. He's got a little bit better, I'd say, maybe. And he's at Crystal Palace. He's had a few clubs actually already. You'll see here he had a big career. Look there, that's pre-game. He was in the Youth Alliance League down at the bottom. Then he played a couple of years, or it looks like maybe a year and a half for Tranmere in League 2. And then he was bought for 4.4 million from Bournemouth. Only got 1 game for them. Following season, didn't play. Ended up going out on loan, dropping down a division to QPR. Played a few games. Not really set the world on fire, and now he's been sold for $500,000. So, yeah, a lot of promise. He's not really fulfilling it, but you know, he's in the Premier League, but he's not playing. If we go back to his main profile, we'll see he has actually played a couple of under 21 games for England, just not made the full team yet. I mean, he looks all right. I just don't know if he's improving. Next up, it's Harry. Harry is the Liverpool fan who had dreams of playing for Barcelona and Real Madrid. Now he left Tranmere. We'll have a look when, and he's gone to Fulham. And it looks like he's been there ages now, played loads of games for him. But initially, straight away, I think he's improved. His brother don't like he's got any better, but Harry definitely has. So his move to Fulham's not been a bad one. Under 21 caps, he's played 8 times more than his brother. Still waiting for a full England call-up. So he played that first season for Tranmere with his brother. The next year, he only managed 1 game before he signed for Fulham for 1.5 million. So he left with his brother. His brother left for a larger fee. You'd think his brother's a better player. But it's not worked out for his brother. It looked like it's worked out a lot better for him because he's gone in the Premier League, played 27 games in the Prem, obviously got relegated. He's been in the Championship, so he's been learning his trade a bit, improving as a player, and now, coming into this new season, he's back in the Premier League. On to the little brother, and this is the kid who had no ambitions to do anything but stay exactly where he was. But that's not happened for him. He's had a move, and he's gone to Leicester, and he's improving. So the oldest kid, who the dad loves and had all the potential to be the superstar, he's not working out for him. It's his little brothers. It's happening for them, isn't it? So Larry McNair has found himself at Leicester. He's played 21, so he's played the most with under 21s. It's the little brother everyone forgot about, the one with the smallest ambition, going to be the best player. Well, he went first really because he played 1 season. His oldest brother played half a season and went, and his middle brother played 1 game and went, but he went after 1 year for 1.9 million to Leicester, and he's been playing Premier League football ever since. I mean, he played a bit there. He didn't play in his 2nd year, to be fair, and it looks like he's worked his way into the team a bit more and a bit more. So he's going to be even more this year. Well, we jump forward a few more years. The boys are 26 years old now. It is 2028. They're about to turn in September. They're going to turn 27, which is what they say is your peak. 26, 27, 28, 29 is when players start to really peak. So we're going to have a look at what they've been up to. We just want to start off with the fact that their dad has retired. Yeah, Lee McNair, he never had another job, which is a bit sad because he had good ability. I'm surprised he never got picked up anywhere else, even as an assistant or something. But obviously, his dream was over. Maybe he made enough money. His boys have made enough money. And he's become their manager. Let's say that. Lee is now the boys' manager. Barry McNair is now 26. Never played for under 21s again. And he finds himself at Ipswich in the Championship, which ain't something to, laugh at. It's a good club. Championship's a great level. But we had high hopes for Barry McNair. We'll see here, he struggled. Played for the Premier League Palace for years. So instead of playing football, he wasn't even loaned out. He was a fringe player. look at all this. Couple of games a year, so he's just never developed. And he's got to the age now where he isn't going to develop. He probably is what he is now. Gone on a free to Ipswich. He was worth 3.3 million. He's now worth, what, 1.7? Which ain't great, to be fair. He had all the potential in the world to be the greatest midfielder ever. And it just shows you what your career can do. You know, if you sit there like that and not do anything, picking up a Premier League paycheck, you're not going to do anything, and maybe that's what he's done. Let's have a look at the awards he's won so far. He's won a few. Tranmere, years ago, he was named in the seasonal best 11, named in the QPR best 11. That's when he was on loan, was it? Yeah. Competition-wise, he's won a few. England under 20, England youth. That's all he's ever won. He won a few things. The Elite League, the UEFA under 19 championships. You know, became runner-up in the under 20 World Cup. I mean, what happened? He had all this promise. Well, looks like middle brother Harry McNair got his dream of getting out of the country as far away as possible from the McNair clan, because he's now playing for Bayer Leverkusen, who are a pretty good German team, playing in the Bundesliga. We'll have a look what he's been getting up to, but he looked like he played at Fulham for a while, played 144 times for Fulham, and now he's playing nearly 70 games for Bayer Leverkusen. What's good is, as well, is he played for England. He's played 16 times for England, so that's nice to see. Well, last time I saw him, just come back up to the Premier League with Fulham. He had that season with Fulham. He didn't set the world on fire, but obviously Leverkusen saw enough in him to spend 34 million on him, and he's been there now for, what, 4 years, going into his 5th year in Germany. I am part German. I've said this a million times. It's like my second favourite country, so I'm happy one who's got to Germany. It's just weird because he did have dreams of, I think I might have put Bundesliga. I'm pretty sure he did. No, I tell a lie, he just wants to get out of England, so would prefer not to play in the Premier League. Has a preference to play in Spain, Germany, France, or Italy. So, I want to see if they could fulfil the dreams. Obviously, Barry's not going to play for Everton. I doubt that. But at least his brother Harry has fulfilled his dream and got to play in the place he wanted to play in. Let's have a look at some of his awards for his entire career, and he was in that first Tranmere season 11. Made the Fulham best 11, overall best 11. So that's Fulham's overall in the history of Fulham. That's pretty good. Team of the week. So it's all just best 11s, isn't it, really? When it comes to competitions, he did with his brothers, I'm guessing he was quite good with the England youth setup. Won the playoffs with Fulham. Relegated with Fulham. Won the championship with Fulham. And then made his England debut. Only made his England debut 4 years ago, so he would have been like 22, 23. Well, little Larry, little brother Larry, is at Manchester United. 26 years old. He's only played for England 9 times though. But he's at Manchester United. He's not played for him yet. Massive career at Leicester. It looks like he's just signed this summer. And he's now worth 63 million. Last time we checked, he was worth less than the other one. He was worth 11.75. 63 million. I mean, he's a good player. Elite midfielder. At his peak now. Best years are going to be United, hopefully. Well, if you can get in the team. Well, like we saw before, he signed for Leicester. And he didn't take off straight away. Had a year with nothing. Next year, not a lot. But unlike his brother, he fought his way into the team. And then he spent like 5 years as a main midfielder. I'm guessing that might have been a bad year. Injury, maybe. Because apart from that 1 year, he's playing 30 odd games. He was a mainstay in that midfield for Leicester. And now he's just been signed by Manchester United for 59 million. At this point, in this little universe, they've got Allegri as their manager. But who's he going to be competing with? Because I'm buzzing. I'm a United fan. So to see one of the boys got United, it's awesome. You've got a guy above him. Could be a centre-half though, to be fair, yeah. He's a centre-half regen, but wow. How good is he? A lot of these are defenders as well, though, aren't they? This guy looks like he plays. Another regen as well. I mean, he's got as good a chance as any. He's English, so it's going to help. He's got as good a chance of any of doing well for United. If we just check down here, if you look over here now, he has a preference to play for Tranmere. Don't want to play in Spain. Don't want to play in France, Germany or Italy. But, you know, he's not bothered about playing in England if he had to. But it'd be nice if he actually ends up going back to Tranmere, wouldn't it? Comes to awards, he's been in loads of best 11s. Team of the week. I bet he's a freaking Leicester. Is he a Leicester legend, do you reckon? Because he looks like he's done really well for Leicester. No, got on the list there. I've just checked it. You can pause if you want, but I can't see him. I can't see him. But then I've got really bad eyes. Competition-wise, it looks like he's in the same team as his brother when it came to the England youth setup. It is a real shame they didn't win that World Cup in it. They could have been youth World Cup winners for the Under-20 World Cup. They're all played, or they're all in the squad to get a runners-up medal. And just before we jump forward into the future, I want to have a look at the old club Tranmere. Maybe they found those foundations that the dad Lee McNair set. Maybe the money they got for the three boys helped them, because they're in the Championship now, which is great. Because they were non-league last year in real life. They've just come back up, haven't they? And to see them, get back, because I think Tranmere are a Championship club. Just like Stockport, I think Stockport County are a Championship club as well. So to see Tranmere back there, awesome. Well, it's now 2035 and we've moved about 7 years into the future. The boys are all 33 now, about to turn 34. So they're going into that tail end of the career. Probably the end of the career, really, for some of them. We'll find out. Start with starting Tranmere, because Tranmere are now back in League One. Unfortunately, which is a shame, they look like they were there for a bit in the Championship. Not bad, and they just got relegated. So, yeah, unfortunately, they're back in League One. But they had a good run. Let's start with Lee McNair, who now plies his trade at 33 years old in the MLS, which is probably a great place for him to be, because he's a good player. His physicals have dropped off. But he's still a good player, especially in the MLS, where it looks like he's been for quite a while, and he's been at Rangers as well. So here we are with his playing history, and we know he signed for Ipswich on a free. And he did alright there. I mean, he finally played alright. In his second year at Ipswich in the Championship, he actually finally played his first full season since he was a kid down here at Tranmere. Just stay there, mate. Next year, he ends up jumping ship to Fulham. The Premier League are calling me again. Signs for Fulham, 1 year, don't play a single freaking game. So he takes his paycheck again. It's like he's just took his money, innit? After 1 year with Fulham, maybe it was a 1 year deal, he gets released and goes to Scotland, where he's had 2 fantastic years, finally playing 2 consecutive seasons and playing good football for a massive team. Rangers, they're freaking massive. So, big crowds and all that. That'd have been good for him. Be interested to see if he ever won out, although I ain't got the Scottish League running, so I don't know if that'll show up. He probably did, didn't he? And then he's been in America for 2 and a bit years. His season's currently playing, I'm guessing. We'll have a look at his awards. It's no different than last time we looked. Apart from he got Supporters Player of the Year. So he won over the Jers fans at least, didn't he? And again, it says he's won no competitions, but if you haven't got the leagues running, sometimes it don't show up. But we can still see. There's still a way of finding out if he ever won the league or not. But I'd say that as a no. Definite no, because when was he a Rangers player around here? Celtic! All the way down to there. And he didn't win a cup either. Well, on to Harry. Harry, we left last time in Germany playing for Bayer Leverkusen. He was worth 50 million quid. We find him now, 7 years later. He's been to a couple of teams since Bayer Leverkusen, and he's no longer got a club. Now, if we check his history, it's been alright. It's not a bad career, has it? And you might have noticed as well, he played for England 60 times, so we'll have a look if he ever won anything with England. That's a good cap amount, that, isn't it? So obviously he had a long time at Bayer Leverkusen. I don't think he's ever started. He looks like he might have been a squad player. Had a few better seasons than others. Then when his contract signed, he's gone and spent 2 years in France. I mean, this is what he wanted. He didn't want to be in England. He wanted to go out there and play in different countries. And that's what's happened. So he's played in Germany, played 2 years in France. Not done bad there. And then he's been in the Ukraine. Award-wise, named in the England seasonal best 11. I've just seen that twice. Well, more than twice. So for a good chunk of years, it looks like he was an England favourite. Oh! He's a nearly man, isn't he? Don't forget, he was a runner-up in the Under-20 World Cup. He's been a runner-up in the Nations League twice and a runner-up in the 2030 World Cup. This close to being a World Cup winner. Finally, we're on to the little brother, Lee McNair. The lad who never wanted to leave the country has left the country. Last time we saw him, he just signed for Manchester United in a mega deal for like 60 odd million. Was it 59 million? But he was worth 63 million. He's now worth 4.7, but he is nearly 34. And he's still a good player. Like his brothers, he's a fit player. Physicals have dropped off a bit, so he's not the quickest. He's just sitting there in the middle, isn't he? Pinging out passes, making tackles. He's still a great player, and he's playing for Fenerbahce in Turkey. And weirdly, you might not have noticed, or you might have noticed, he played 60 times for England. So Harry and Larry, the last two, have exactly 60 caps each, which is quite a nice little thing. So yeah, when we last saw him, he just signed for United. 72 million, sorry. What am I talking about? And he played for him, didn't he? 1 year where he didn't. Played for 4 years at United. He's still a big time player. Signs for Arsenal. I mean, his average ratings aren't anything to shout about, but you never always get him in that kind of defensive midfield role. He's probably just doing his job, isn't he? Ticking over. Signs a 2 year deal at Arsenal, I'm assuming. Playing for Arsenal as well. I'm surprised they let him go for a free, and he's gone to Fenerbahce. You know, he actually won something. It's not to shout about, is it? He won the Checker Trade Trophy. Was he playing for the U team? Great. Lost the FA Cup final. Lost the World Cup final. Lost the Nations League. Lost in the FA Cup final with Arsenal. So he got to 2 FA Cup finals. One with United, one with Arsenal. Lost them both. And then with Arsenal again, a year later, lost the Carabao Cup. Come on, Larry. What's disappointing as a Man United fan is that City does win the Premier League all the time. So yeah, I mean, what was it, United round here? By the time he went to Arsenal, Arsenal had already won it and whatever. So yeah, he missed out, didn't he? It's now 2038 and I can say all 3 players, all 3 brothers have retired from playing football. And we're going to start with Barry, like we always do, Barry McNair. And he's still in football. He's now a coach. Now I made sure they all wanted to be coaches if they wanted to be, to see if we can carry this on, to see how far they could take it. And Barry McNair is now a coach. He was Burton under-18s coach, and now he's had a promotion this summer, or last summer, to Chelsea, which is good for him. Over to Harry, and Harry's retired from football altogether. I'm guessing the other 2 lads had a lot bigger deals. They would have had big-time contracts, big-time signings. So, you know, probably live in mansions in Cheshire. Whereas Barry didn't always have them big kind of signings, did he? So he maybe still needs some money. That's why he's still in football. But Harry isn't still in football. Looks like he never signed for anyone. His last team was Dynamo Kiev, and last time we saw him, he'd been released. Last but not least, we've got Larry McNair, the lad who probably made the most money and the biggest transfers. Played for the 2 biggest teams in Manchester United and Arsenal. And last time we saw him, he was in Turkey playing for Fenerbahce and still playing. I imagine he was going to go on a bit more. Look, he retired last year, so he did. He played a couple more seasons, I'm guessing. And retired in Turkey with loads of money. Fair play to him. Because I think he had the best career. Well, there we go. That is the end of the Liverpudlian triplets. Hopefully you enjoyed it enough to smash the like button. Thank you very much. And hopefully if you're new, you liked it enough to subscribe and go and check out all the other content. I think Lee McNair over there can be very proud of his 3 boys. Even Barry, who possibly had the worst career. They all had good careers. They all took different paths in life. And he probably sat back a very, very proud daddy. And it was just interesting to see. I've always wanted to do something like this and just give them different paths and see where they go, even though they're the same player in all essence. They're all the same player. Just they've all had different careers. It shows you, doesn't it? An injury here or the wrong signing there, and they can have completely different careers. Like you can sign a Wonderkid to be ace. I could sign the same Wonderkid and they'll end up crap because of different things, and that's what I love about Football Manager. It's a lot of depth to it. So yeah, thanks for taking out time out your day to watch this. You're an absolute legend. If you're feeling generous, just check below. There's a Just Giving link to my friend's page. He's running for his daughter who's blind, trying to raise money for Fight for Sight. So if you're feeling generous, go and click the link for that and donate some money for Minnie. You'll be an absolute legend if you do. Thanks for watching. You've been great. I've been Bood. I'll see you next time.